I'm Greg, and you're listening to Totally Preventable.
Totally preventable.
Totally preventable.
Totally preventable. Totally preventable.
Totally preventable. Totally preventable.
Hey, Polly.
Hey, Greg, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Excited about today.
I am very excited about today.
You know, we got some wild weather going on outside.
Do we? I haven't looked out the window. Is it wild?
The speculation of the wild weather, you know how
Yeah,
it is.
because it's New England in January.
But it is a great thing because we have a great podcast lined up for today.
I heard. We're keeping it in-house.
We're keeping it in-house. We are going with Laundry Love coordinators, Bridget Santos and Bridget Manning. B-double, we should probably call them.
B-double.
B-double, you know.
Yeah.
It's Bridget and Bridget, and they are going to tell us about Laundry Love. And it's something that's, completely went over my head. Like, I didn't even think about this when it came to the community needs. But
I'm very excited. I do know a little bit about it, but I bet we don't know everything, even though they talk about it.
exactly.
Oh, excuse me. So I'm excited to hear when it's taking off, who can all the information about it.
Yeah, very interesting. Can't wait to hear. We know the community is going to love it. So without further ado, so today joining us on our Totally Preventable podcast, we have Bridget Santos and Bridget Manning, the coordinators of the Laundry Love Rhode Island event. How are you both doing today?
Hey, Greg and Polly.
Wow.
Yeah, good. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here. We're very excited about this. This is a new event that we have to Rhode Island, and especially here on the island. Can you tell us a little bit about Laundry Love? What is it?
Sure. So Laundry Love is a national nonprofit. So they work with local coordinators to organize with laundromats to offer free days of laundry assistance. So they offer free detergent, free dryer sheets, as well as financial assistance to help families in need who need help affording laundry services.
Mm.
So you said laundry assistance. Is there a possibility? Is there a scale, like a sliding scale, or is it just free laundry?
It is free laundry. There's no requirements. It's just for anyone in need. They're welcome to come. No application, nothing. Just come, show up.
With your dirty laundry.
Yep, exactly.
And part of Laundry Love too, the original initiative, which I just learned they started in 2003, was to bring people within the community alongside each other who maybe normally wouldn't cross paths.
Wow.
So for me personally, and I think for Bridget too, that's really part of this is kind of starting the initiative, but ideally we want this to be community driven. And to get people who, like I said, normally would not necessarily cross paths, but this brings people together. So that's why we're really looking to bring in local high school students, local businesses, so that this can really be a community driven effort.
So how can a local high schooler help?
Well, we're still kind of working out the logistics of because we need to get one successful event under our belt. But what it really comes down to, and I think where we want to bring in the kids, is the fundraising piece. Because that's something that I think, especially for young adults who want to get involved in their communities, it's something that they can do. It's very achievable. So what we want to do is we want to bring them in, kind of watch how Bridget and I fundraise, reaching out to local businesses, like I said, and, giving the kids that sense of organization and accomplishment, because the money piece, even though we don't always want to talk about that, but we're relying heavily on donations from the community. So that's really where we want to bring in kids, because kids, young people, they can think of 100 different ways to fundraise, where like our adult brains, we kind of, we're not the most creative necessarily. Right. So whenever we can bring in young people and get them interested and get them invested, I think that's really important.
Absolutely.
That is awesome. So it sounds like to the layman, it would sound like, okay, I go to a laundromat, I ask them, can you do this? Can you provide a day where people can come in and do laundry? Sounds simple as 1, 2, 3, but something tells me, by the hard work that you've all been putting in, that it's not that simple. Can you tell us the work or the process that goes into getting a Laundry Love?
Yeah, sure. So it certainly seemed from the outside that it would just be like, oh, great, walk in there and ask for permission and we're good to go. But there's a lot of things to consider in terms of like timing and scheduling. So, one of the things that we were trying to figure out is in terms of signing up, what's the best way? Is it better to just have an open, first come, first serve basis, or is a sign up sheet ahead of time more effective? What's the time for washing and drying? So that we don't have any minutes wasted while we're at the laundromat, so that we're being really effective with our time while we're there. So things like that. And then also just trying to do the fundraising itself as well, making sure that we have enough to cover not only our first Laundry Love, but at least, for the long term, having enough in terms of the financial side to keep this sustainable and growing.
So have all of the laundromats in Newport County signed up to be part of this program?
Not yet, but
Shockingly, no.
I keep showing up.
We're gonna keep bugging them. We're gonna keep bugging them.
But we do have two really great laundromats in Newport County that are interested in. We have our first event on February 9th from 4 to 7 p.m. and that's at Mickey's Laundromat, which is on Broadway. So we're very excited about that.
Now, what is the draw? What is the commitment from a laundromat to host a Laundry Love? What do they have to commit to?
So really, it's just us being there with a table set up. It's nothing in terms of the laundromat has to pay for the laundry services or anything. We cover the cost of that for families. So really, it's just allowing us to have space to set up a table to then give out quarters, give out dryer sheets, detergent, and also offer some information about, maybe other assistance programs that families could benefit from.
Now, is this a no questions asked kind of event, or do they have to prove anything, or can a person or a family just come in, do their laundry, and that be it?
A family can just come in and do their laundry, and that's it. We're willing to allow families to engage with us if they'd like, but there's no requirement on their end at all. We really just want to make sure that families are getting some assistance right now and that they have, their financials, at least to be able to, maybe put that towards food or other medical costs instead of laundry services, because it is expensive for a family. I think Bridget had looked into it, and it could cost between $64 to $80 a month just for clean clothes if you're a family of 4, which that adds up.
It does. It does.
Is there a limit to how many loads of laundry they can do?
Yeah, so it's up to 3 loads of laundry for an individual or family.
Okay. And has it been decided? Is it a sign up? Do they have to sign up prior, or is it I know you said come in, but is this?
So we're setting it up as a sign up in advance, but we also have a window of time where we have first come, first serve basis. So the first hour of Laundry Love is first come, first serve. And then afterwards from 5 to 7 p.m. is sign up. And they can do that through our website. So that's on nowrongdoorri.org/laundrylove.
Ooh.
And is that where laundromats that are listening now that want to be part of this program could reach out to you to say, hey, we want to do that?
Yes, they can. Yep. So they can find out a little bit more about the program. They can reach out to us through the website. If anyone's listening and would like to volunteer and be there to hand out quarters and detergent and dryer sheets, then you can also do that on our website. And also donate if you are interested in donating to a Laundry Love.
So how did this come about? Is there a need for laundry? I mean, how did this program evolve? Like, what drew you to this?
Yeah, so Bridget and I work for a program called No Wrong Door, which is really focused on removing barriers to care in terms of mental health and substance use services. And last year we had started our community listening session program. So we held a listening session in each town of Newport County and spoke to community residents about the barriers they see in terms of staying engaged in services and also just accessing services in general. And so we had some really great conversations. We spoke to over 70 residents in Newport County about their experiences, the experiences of their loved ones, and what they see in terms of things that could be improved. And one of the biggest things we talked about was the connection between basic needs and being able to engage in medical services in general, but especially behavioral health services. A lot of people felt that if they were able to take care of themselves, if they were able to get their basic needs met, they could focus much more time on becoming healthy and becoming well. So we had started having those conversations with our community. And then one of the things that kept being brought up, especially for residents who had limited income at the time, maybe they were on a fixed income, talking about how they really were struggling to afford laundromat services. And so that was an area that we saw as something that we could quickly be able to find some sort of implementation of a program to help out and be able to assist families living in Newport County be able to afford laundromat services.
Yeah, it was interesting because when we did the listening sessions, like Bridget said, the focus was primarily on barriers to mental health, substance misuse. And I think she and I, what we found that there was this thread where throughout the listening sessions where people weren't asking for money necessarily. They weren't asking for huge societal changes. They were asking really just with help getting basic needs met. And I think especially when we work in, in this field, it can seem very overwhelming where, we can't necessarily build you a rehabilitation center in downtown Newport. But what Bridget and I found was like, yeah, but there are some things like we could do right now. And it's just helping people get those basic needs, giving them a little support. And then that just helps them focus their attention elsewhere into these, bigger underlying issues. So it might not seem like a big thing. But especially I think when it comes to kids and kids who are in school and, we all remember it's not an easy place to be. And if you're the kid and kids are very aware that, if they're not wearing clean clothes or you see the kids that are wearing the same sweatshirt every day, and we want them to be able to focus on what's happening in the classroom and not, unfortunately, the bullying that comes with something that can be so quickly remedied.
Yeah.
So this is truly a community stemmed or a community foundation type program.
100%.
Listen to what community is saying. That is awesome. And then your hope is that this becomes a community driven event. So it's just going full circle.
That's the idea.
Is that we want to make it inclusive of our whole community. Our fundraising, we keep grassroots local because we really think that's important. Just reminding us that we are a tight-knit community and taking care of each other really matters, especially in our area. So we try to keep the focus on that.
That is great.
Yeah. And then hopefully, we want to, through this local fundraising, it's giving shout outs and support to the small businesses too, and the laundromats. So it's a win-win for everybody, really.
What are some ways that some local businesses that aren't laundromats can help out?
So there are two, can I mention actual names of businesses? Or should I not do that?
We could probably mention Clement.
Yeah, so I was actually going to mention Clement specifically in Portsmouth and Green Grocer in Portsmouth, which were two of the grocery stores that we got in touch with. And it was funny because when I went in to speak with them initially, I brought them the flyer and it has the QR code in the donation box. And both of these places said to me, well, what if people want to buy laundry supplies for you? And like, that hadn't even occurred to me. I was, thinking, yeah, absolutely.
Especially since they sell them.
Right. Like it's right there.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's, and especially when it's community driven, I think people have ideas that, I don't know about you. I never thought, and especially a Green Grocer. And they're like, well, what if can't people just buy the supplies here? And I was thinking, yeah, actually, that's good. That's a good idea. And then that way too, I think it's, as we move forward, it's people don't always want to give money because I feel like you don't always know where it's going necessarily. And it was just interesting, I think, for me to, they felt pretty confident that people, if we asked and if we put out the boxes, that people would want to donate and help out and know like, okay, instead of giving money, I'm actually buying this thing that's going to be used.
Yeah. And we do have little donation boxes for if anyone does want to at their businesses put them out. All of the funding does go directly towards the washing and drying costs. But you know,
Not your new car.
no, not my car.
Not my laundry. either.
Yeah, not my laundry. No, yeah, it goes completely to covering the cost of Laundry Love. One of the nice things about what Bridget and I do is that because this is part of a need we noticed in our community, we can really focus on being able to fill that gap. And the biggest thing is just making sure we have sustainable funds to help people. So they can also go on NoWrongDoor.ri.org /laundry love to learn more about those charity boxes. They're very cute. They look like little washing
They're
machines.
adorable.
So
Bridget designed them.
they're very cute.
That is awesome. So you have our listeners now. They're knowing if they want to buy supplies, or they could do that at. But for that person who does want to throw some change into the washing machine donation box, what is like the average cost in the laundromat to do laundry? I know we said something before, like $64 to $80 it could cost a month, but what is, like, if I go into this Laundry Love, what am I paying to do a little laundry?
Yeah, so it really depends. I mean, all washing machines, depending on how big of a washing machine you're using, it depends. For that $64 to $80 a month, we estimated about $4 to clean and dry. That's kind of on the
For
lower,
one load.
Yeah, that's kind of on the lower side too. You know, it really depends on the different laundromats. You know, some offer free drying, other ones offer 25 cents per minute, per 5 minutes. But I would say it's probably about $4 to $8 per load that you would have to do. So that really adds up. And, you know, especially for if you are a resident experiencing homelessness, that is another huge barrier in terms of being able to not only reach other services, but also feel better in your own self. You know, that is a huge barrier to making people feel just more dignity and feeling healthier in their own skin.
Right. I remember some time ago, I had a washing machine break and I had to do laundry at the laundromat. I remember it was something like $6.75 to wash, but it was only a quarter for drying, but that was for 15 minutes, which I thought, oh, okay. But then you need at least 3, and some, I don't know if my dryer was a slow drying dryer or whatever it was, but it was like 3 cycles before all of my
about
items were dry. And it's just like, wow, that adds up. So I could see for anyone,
Especially for families and young children and toddlers, we talk about bedding, and you just think about, you know, what comes with being a parent and all sort of accidents and things like that. And that for families, especially, I mean, that really adds up.
right.
And not to put you on the spot, because we didn't, you know, tell you to bring any kind of data with you, but how confident are you that there is a need? I mean, I know that there's a need, but to people listening that are saying, oh yeah, I don't know, everyone has a washing machine or everyone can afford a load of laundry. What are you seeing that is really going to drive people there?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing was definitely the first thing was that we heard it from our community directly.
Yeah, like directly, loud and clear.
Yes, which I think was the big push for us to keep going down this path. But the other thing is that, you know, a lot of people, especially now, are struggling with the cost of food, the cost of gas. It's very expensive. And with the housing available right now, especially Newport County being so expensive, a lot of the times washers and dryers are not included in that. So I think it's important for people to remember that even though they might have a washing and dryer at home, not everybody has that luxury. And that it really is a luxury to have that.
It is.
So there's little commitment for a laundromat. It's pretty much you're just open time of business.
Really.
And
Yeah.
we're just looking for a time to get in. What is your goal for this? Is it to have something in every town, city of Newport County? What is your goal?
So we really want to just make sure we have a consistent schedule. You know, ideally we have right now once a month. If we could have twice a month, even once a week, that would be fantastic. I mean, I think that's the goal is once a week having a Laundry Love in areas that are kind of spread out throughout Newport County enough where people can access them in their own communities. That would be the dream.
Yeah, I think we want it bigger pictures. We want this to be something that's predictable to some extent. And then I think, again, not to totally go back to the listening sessions, but I think it's important is a lot of the hurdles that we heard about from people who are struggling right now financially is just access and ease. So I think if we can set something up where, you know, it's a little more predictable as far as it's not these like big events. It's, oh yes, it's the, you know, third Thursday of the month. There's probably a Laundry Love event going on and people know where it is. They can sign up pretty easily. We've used Sign Up Genius in the past. You could probably use it again. And I think also it just takes away some of the anxiety that comes with having to get on the phone or meet face to face and talk to another adult and explain that you're struggling to meet a basic need. And if we can just kind of make that, if we could take away a little bit of that stigma, and I think part of that is just making these events predictable, and accessible to people.
So the first date, people are coming in, all they have to do is bring in their laundry.
That is it.
That's it.
You guys are gonna do some folding too?
I don't know if they want me to.
Pairing socks.
Yeah, no, all they have to do is come in. Like I said, we have walk-in, first come, first serve for the first hour. 5 to 7 is through the sign up, through that Sign Up Genius on our website. So, you know, it's always better to sign up in advance if you can. But yeah, all you have to do is bring your clothes. We'll provide the detergent, dryer sheets if you need them. We provide the financial assistance to cover the washing and drying. And we'll be there to just have a chat.
Yeah.
Now,
for
for
help.
some who are in a predicament where they're not financially sound or they're not completely stable right now, what are your outreach efforts to get to people who may not have access to a phone or a computer to register online or hear about this? What other outreach methods are you doing?
Yeah, that's definitely a big one. And I think one of the great things about the community listening sessions was really understanding how to reach populations, which can be a little bit harder to reach. We're really fortunate that we have a lot of great community organizations involved and can kind of push this out to their contacts as well. Just, you know, between Conexión Latina, Hope Recovery Center, which I know both have been on this podcast before, you know, just trying to get the information to our partners so that they can then share it with the people that they know and are in touch with as well.
I think too, not for this first event, but down the road is, like what we've learned about actually accessing people. So much of our lives is online, but I think through the listening sessions, we found that honestly, it's the paper and the in-person stuff is still really important. And I think too, the local churches, faith organizations, I can see we want them to be involved.
Yes.
We want them to play a bigger role in this because oftentimes when families especially are struggling, and if they have that community, that's usually the place they go to for support. So we definitely be open to partnering with any sort of religious organizations, faith-based groups. I think this would be something that's, again, there's a lot of pieces to the community that I think could play a role in this. And it's a lot of outreach, not necessarily a lot of footwork, if that makes sense. Just connecting people to the right places.
I think once it catches on, word of mouth would, I think people will be all over this. It's just getting people there.
Yeah, because I think people want to help. They do. And it's, I know for us, it's always asking for money all the time doesn't feel good. But Laundry Love's really great because it's one of those small things that you can tangibly see the results of. And I think for other people in the community who want to help, this is a way to do that fairly easily. And we're looking for volunteers, right?
Yep.
People want to come and fold.
I'm really pushing that.
Yeah.
Sharing the thoughts.
Yeah. And we want to be able to, you know, have conversations with people. And that's, like we said at the beginning, is, you know, we are residents of the same communities and finding that we actually have a lot more in common than we may have previously thought.
And some possibly some valuable conversations with these
Exactly.
residents about, because Laundry Love came
Yeah.
from conversations. Who knows what else we might be able to help with in the
Right.
community, or
That's another driving force behind Laundry Love, is just being able to connect more with the community in a space that is comfortable for everyone, and just trying to get more feedback about, what do you need? What can we help with as a
Right.
community or as an organization? What should our focus be on?
you need something to do while you're waiting for the machines to run. right?
Yeah.
Might as well
Have
talk
some
to
coffee,
Yeah,
donuts.
I
I shouldn't promise donuts. Are you bringing coffee or donuts?
Heard it here.
Coffee.
We'll definitely bring coffee. Unless maybe there's a donut shop listening. If you'd like to donate.
Yeah.
We're gonna see more and more communities come out.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So, it's your first date is when?
February 9th, and that's 4 to 7 p.m. at Mickey's Laundromat, and that's located at 272 Bellevue Avenue in Newport.
All right.
Awesome.
To sign up, you just have to go to.
So, like I said, you can either walk in, first come, first serve for the first hour, or you can sign up on nowrongdoorri.org/laundrylove.
I want to give a big shout out to Mickey's Laundromat too.
Huge shout out.
Yes.
Yeah. No, they are awesome for hosting our first Laundry Love, and they were really enthusiastic about doing so. So we're lucky to
We
have
wanna
them.
Give them some good press.
Laundromat of the year, Newport County's Laundromat
Yes.
of the year.
Yes.
Mickey's.
But this is great. 100% of the funds going to the cause, which is huge. Everyone wants to know where the money goes. So this is 100% of the cost going. We have volunteers. We're looking for volunteers, and
Yep.
volunteers can contact you the same way, correct?
Yes.
They can. Yep.
Looking for community organizations to get involved. So that'd be either faith-based organizations, to help spread the word. We're looking for different students to come in and volunteer. We're also looking for businesses to host the wash machine fundraising tools, the
Donation collection.
donation collection.
If you haven't seen the donation collection box, you might not know what you're talking about.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. They look like little washing machines. So anyone in the community, if you do see this little washing machine out there, just know that is for Laundry Love. And yeah, this seems to be quite the event, quite the undertaking. So I know that the people in Newport County are very appreciative of the hard work that you're doing to bring this forward. So thank you so much.
Of course, we're really excited. It's very rewarding for us, and I think once we have our first event, it's going to be even more rewarding to see it finally come together and be able to help some people out. So, and if anyone wants to, you can feel free to email us. My email is bsantos, SANTOS @riprevention.org.
And I am B Manning, BMANNING @riprevention.org.
So just email the Bridgets.
Yes, one of the Bridgets.
Thank you both. This has been great. We're excited to hear how successful on February 10th.
Ninth.
Right. We want to hear on
Oh,
that.
okay.
Don't be calling on Zoom at night.
Oh, no.
You
I
can
won't bug you
update
till
us
the
in
next
morning.
day.
Yeah. Thank you both.
Yeah,
Thank you
so much for
guys.
having
This
us.
was fun.
Yeah, it's really
Anytime.
fun.
I'm Polly, and you've just listened to Totally Preventable.
Totally preventable. Totally preventable. Totally preventable.
Totally Preventable.